We're in a game of League and I'm about to show you how to win your games as Tristana. What is up guys, my name is MipZ and welcome back to yet another League of Legends video. So today we are playing a champion that I guess you could say that she is a bomb. Now I'm of course talking about Tristana because she's, throwing bombs. It's just pretty cool. Anyway, what we're going to be doing in this video is that I'm going to break down for you how to play this champion in the early, mid, and late game. She is an extremely fun champion and actually a champion that I personally think is quite underestimated in terms of her difficulty. Because yes, she is pretty easy to do decently with, but she's also a champion where you can pretty easily... Let me be a little careful here. She's also a champion where you can basically pretty easily misunderstand her kit. A lot of people play her too aggressively by jumping onto targets constantly. Also, there are a lot of tricks that people don't know, which is basically like using the freaking enemies as your bowling balls, which is amazing to do insane amount of damage. This is one of the most underrated things. Even putting like your mine on top of, let's say, a raptor, a wolf, or something else, and then use your ult to push that target, push the minion into your enemy team, which is actually ridiculously good and highly underrated. We'll see if we can do it throughout this game and I'll show it off. But there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with this champion. All right, so I'm sorry for this beginning here. Seeing as I was doing kind of the intro, I thought this guy was going to go top side after the invade, but yeah, it's going to put things in a kind of rocky. And of course, you should be helping out your junglers. This is very bad style of me not doing, but yeah, it happened. We'll get over with it. Anyway, so yeah, what we're gonna be doing this guide is basically that I'm gonna teach you guys how to play this champion in the early, mid, and late game, and yeah, I'll kind of break it down by using this game as an example so you guys can kind of figure it out, and it's kind of easy to digest. All right, so we got the level 2 there. We got them more or less at the same time. I don't want to be going for an all-in here because Lona is not level 2, so it's too risky. By the way, you guys, before we get too much into the video, then if you enjoy this video or find it helpful, then make sure to hit that like button. It actually really does help me out. And also, if you are new in here, make sure to go down below, click that subscribe button, join into our awesome community. And lastly, if you want to hang out with me live, then go follow me at twitch.tv/MipZ_live. But yeah, that's kind of everything, all the plug that I have to do. So yeah, let's kind of just get into this one. So for the early game, generally speaking, you want to be trying to play for what we call the level 2 power spike. This basically means that you get the level 2 before your enemy. And you do this by getting the first wave of minions. And then the second wave, you need to kill the 3 melee minions. As soon as the melee minions die, then you get the power spike or you get the level 2 and you can jump in their face. Pretty often you'll be able to get this because of Tristana's passive ability that allows her to because of her passive ability that allows her to AoE down minions, because every time you kill a minion on Tristana, as you guys know, then it kind of explodes if you last hit it and deals damage to anything around it. And this is extremely good, but what this means is that most games you will constantly be pushing because you can't really control this. You can't really control the fact that since it does AoE damage every time you last hit a minion, then yeah, you're going to be dealing a lot of damage to all the minions constantly, and you will be shoving the lane kind of just like passively. All right. And this is actually one of her strong suits. It's both her one of her strongest sides, but also one of her weakest. What I basically mean with this... Whoop, I'm gonna be a little careful here. Right here, this guy, I'm gonna jump on because I'm gonna reset my thing. Gonna get that guy. Nice. We got the reset. I'm not gonna jump onto Israel yet. In 3 seconds we can, because then we have our jump back, or our E back. We have our Q back in a second as well. So if he goes a little too far out in my jump range, I will jump on him, but he's also gonna be jumping out. Like, he is going to be using his jump if he has the back. Let's see if I can get any of those minions. Nope. right here. Actually, I want to get this wave before backing. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the early game strategy on this champion. So there's, of course, the level 2 power spike, meaning that you get level 2 first, and also the level 3 power spikes. When you get these, you can go for all-ins by jumping onto the face of your enemy. This is most of the time a victory for you. Generally speaking, just because Tristana is so freaking strong at this. I'm gonna peel off this guy. I actually want to go back here. Generally speaking, because Tristana is so freaking strong at these all-in engages, especially if you have the upper hand. But let's try and kind of like explain 2 scenarios. So the first scenario is the one where you're sitting in a lane. Let's talk about the easy lane first, and then the hard lane in terms of you getting countered or struggling. So the easy lane is basically where you're playing with a support that synergizes well with you. Generally speaking, all-in supports also synergize well with Tristana. Basically, like Leona is an amazing one because she can jump in and you jump with her and you just go freaking you go all in and you just smash the hell out of them. So that's great. So that's kind of the easy lanes where you just want to do these all-ins. You want to be looking for them, and you want to be looking for your power spikes, your level 2 and level 3. When you do go for these all-ins, what you want to be doing is that if you jump onto the target, then you want to be using your E as you're in mid-air. The reason why you want to do this is because, as you can see, the actual bomb... whoop, I'm going to reposition here. I should have repositioned on him. That's actually my bad. I should have repositioned on him. We could have killed right there. I could have finished him. What you want to do is when you jump onto him, you want to be using your E while you're in mid-air, because your W puts a stack of your bomb onto them. So it makes your bomb deal more damage, right? And it also gets you that one stack closer to resetting your W, because as you guys know, if you get max stacks on your E, like you auto attack the target enough to make it fully explode with the biggest stack of the bomb, then it resets your W, meaning that you can jump again. So this is really, really useful because it's going to make you very hard to deal with, and also it's going to give you a way out if things go sideways. So this is something you want to be thinking about. Okay, right here, I'm thinking 2 things. I can go up here. 2, I'm thinking if Israel actually makes kind of a dumb play, right? If he walks up and tries to help. Okay, he's not going to do that. All right. I don't see any purpose going into the enemy jungle right now. Seems like there's a pretty good handle on it. I was just kind of roaming back and forth until I could see what I needed to do. All right, so Kench probably just warded there. Meaning that they are going to see Viego clearing this for sure. I think Kench is probably not here, so I'm going to go for an all-in. Okay, that's not going to be enough. I should have fired ult and I would have killed him. But yeah, the reason why we went for all-in there is because I was pretty sure, seeing as we just saw Kench put down the ward, then I was thinking that he's probably most likely looking to get this Viego out of his jungle, right? So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm 1v2. I can do this. All right, now we can go for kind of some cheese. We're gonna see if we can see them somewhere. I'm not gonna go for it. All right, Kench is back. Kench is really strong, generally speaking, so it's a champion that I try to respect. Like, he can be really, like, he deals a lot more damage than you might expect. He always kind of surprises me. All right, we'll back out. Okay, so yeah, basically these all-in lanes, when you have the advantages, are pretty easy. You want to make sure you last hit your minions, of course, and you want to try and jump in whenever there's a good setup for it. Generally speaking, you want to be looking for the enemy to miss some of their key CC or something. Like if you're playing, let's say you're playing against a Nautilus. Well, if Nautilus tries to hook and he misses it, this is actually a huge opening now for you to attack, because this means he won't have it in the engage. He won't have it to peel off his ADC, and that's like a huge opening. So you want to try and cheese some of these things out that makes your engage much more secure. So it's not like you just go in there and you blow your cooldowns and you expect yourself to deal more damage, even though gold-wise you're probably at an equal state. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the disadvantage when playing Tristana. So one of the difficult things with Tristana when you're playing her in lane is also her E. And it's probably a good place to show it right here. Because of your E, it's very difficult to farm under turret, because your E makes things explode when you last hit, meaning that it's actually going to ruin some of the CS. It's going to make some of the minions pretty much impossible to last hit, unless your teammate kind of helps you out. But your support, unless you're playing above plat, is probably not going to know this and probably not going to do this at all. And even if they're helping you out, it's pretty difficult. So it's going to make farming pretty much impossible under turret, and you're going to fall behind. In these scenarios, there's not too much you can do except try to farm to the best of your ability, try and call for help, and basically play safe. Just don't die. If you die as well, you're in an even worse state. So play safe, do as well as you can. Of course, if the enemy overplays, try to dive you or something else where you can punish them, do so. But generally speaking, played safe in those cases, because it can be difficult. The lanes that are going to do this to you are probably like heavy poke lanes. Let's say something like maybe a Seraph combined with a Caitlyn. That's an absolutely awful lane for you to play against, and not fun at all. I so wanna, if I can jump over and I can hit the ult when the shield is over, I'm not gonna risk it. All right, I'm a little, the thing is right here, this can go sideways so freaking quickly, and I'm kind of looking for a good opening, and I could imagine this Lee coming back for round 2. We're gonna play a little careful, and I'm just gonna look for them to make a mistake. So right here, he jumps in. I'm gonna definitely be able to, whoop, I can heal. If I can get that one off, there we go. I can slow this target. Probably not going to be able to kill, but we are going to get a good chunk of damage out. We know Lee is mid side right now, so we should be fine. All right, so right there, I did ult at 1 sec or 1 auto too early, and that's kind of why Israel survived longer than he should have. Anyways, we can back out, we can get ourselves our Kraken Slayer, and this is going to put us in a really, really good state. So we're starting to slowly snowball our lane, which is good. And our farm is also decent this game. Oh, it's not too bad. Alright, so laning phase, the all-ins are quite simple. You don't mind jumping onto the target in the early game. But now that we're slowly, pretty soon we're going to start moving into the mid game. And that's where things are going to kind of start to change. And we'll talk more about that as we get into it. But yeah, first of all, one of the things we do want to think about is we want to be rotating to the mid lane whenever we do reach this point. So that means as soon as we get the bot turret down here, that's when we want to start rotating. So right now, I'm kind of waiting. If this guy goes too far, I know right now I'm stronger than he is. So I'm just going to all in him. And you can see this is the thing with Trist. In this way, she's kind of like playing Garen top lane. It's a champion like where you're very much like, if you're ahead, you can just go in the face of them, and they won't really be able to win if you play it right. I have to go here. I'm going to give up some minions, but I feel like this is going to go sideways if I don't do this. No! Really? Really, MipZ? Really? Oh, that flash. Oh, that cringed me so hard. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, that was dumb. That was an exceptional flash. All right, wow. I'm impressed with myself. I'm really impressed with myself here. All right. Again, I'm going to go down here. At this point, I think, yeah, we're still ahead. He hasn't finished this item. And the reason why I'm saying this, like, you guys might be thinking, or some of you might be thinking, why is he saying, am I still ahead? Like, you have 3 kills, this guy has nothing. The reason why I'm saying so is because I'm sitting on a lot of gold, meaning that he just came back. He just came back from his base, right? Oh my god, I'm just messing up again and again right now. Holy crap. He just came back from his base, meaning that even though I have more kills, and yes, level advantage, of course, I will still have, but he just came back from his base, meaning that he probably he used all of his gold, and I'm sitting on a lot of gold. That basically means that he could potentially, because of the fact that he just came from base, have bought the same item or the same value of items that I have. Meaning that then the engage would get more risky, even though he is like behind gold wise. But my gold is not worth anything as long as it's in my pocket, right? So this is something we want to keep in mind. It's like, are you really ahead still? Even though you have kills, are you still ahead? So that's why I was kind of looking into this. And I think that's a good thing a lot of people don't really realize, is that gold is worth nothing if it's in your pocket. All right, we'll grab this one. We'll go up here and we will just grab ourselves this one. At this point, we should be able to push the turret. I don't know where Kench is, but I don't assume he's down here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to try and rotate mid, see if I can help out with this before more of the enemy backs up. Also, I want some vision, so I'm going to go put a ward in here. I'm going to go a little bit risky here. All right, so I can see the Casho is super far up behind. All I want to know right now is where the Lee Sin is. If I can jump onto this, then I will. She's moving upwards, meaning there's one of two things. Either Lee is up here, or she's going to run right into our team. Nice. All right, backing out. We're going over here. Ghetto farm. All right, so now that we're in the mid game, what we want to be doing is we want to be playing around the objectives. And the reason why you as an ADC and support want to go mid lane in the mid game is because then you're closer to the objectives. You're closer to the Rift and the Baron and the Drake. So this is very important. I'm going to try and tell my Kennen to go bot because here's the thing. It's really bad for us to stay 3 players in mid lane because this means that we're all sharing this gold. If your mid laner doesn't respect this, you might still have to just you might still have to go bot side because it's the only thing that will actually make sense. It won't make sense for you to... Oh, I can heal my teammates here. All right. Oh, I'm gonna try and jump away. Up. Oh, we got out of this. Just barely. Just barely got out. All right, I'm gonna go for a back. We're sitting on another 2k gold. He is pretty close to finishing this, so I'm actually gonna go in. I'm gonna take the red buff so we can finish our item because I really want to finish an item on this back. So let's grab this. There we go. Really nicely. That's gonna finish off our Phantom Dancer, and now we're in such a good spot. Okay, so yeah, here in the mid game, you do want to play in the mid or in the mid lane if possible. And the reason why I'm saying is possible is because sometimes you will see your teammates not really like your, especially mid laners, not knowing that they're supposed to go bot or go side lanes, and staying 3 people in there is just really dumb because that's going to mean that you're going to share the gold, you're going to share the experience. So if your mid laner is stubborn, then you still need to go down to bot or top if your top laner is bot, right? So you need to go side lane. And the reason for this is that you want to have a lane where you can get gold and where you can get XP by yourself. Gold and XP is so important. Actually, what most people don't realize is that XP, like your levels, are actually almost more, if not more important than gold. And this is something that's highly underrated, especially for newer players, that they group up too much and they don't get the XP that they need, or the levels that they need. All right, so at this point, I'm extremely strong. If this Casho goes too close, I can finish her right there. I'm also going to be able to just... I do have my W, and I'm going to use it now as I see one guy coming up behind me. And I'm actually just going to kind of kite around with him. I'm going to reposition. He is going to use his things. Oh, yeah. Well played. It was kind of a greedy play for me to try and just beat all of them straight up. He did use his stuff as well, so did I. But yeah, it was kind of a great play for me. Taking a set one-on-one there is not ideally the best thing, but you know, it was a fun play and we did okay. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the mid game. In the mid game, you want to group up, help with objectives, and kind of help out your team as much as you can. Make sure you still get gold and XP all the time. If too many people are grouping up in the mid lane, go to a side lane. Take some camps if you have to. Just don't take camps that your jungler is currently doing. Like, the rule of thumb is, don't take a camp in the jungle. Like, let's say that your jungler is in his bot side of the jungle. Then don't take a camp in the bot side jungle. Only take it in the opposite side of where your jungler currently is, or if he's super far away from it, because otherwise you're gonna be annoying for him. But if you do it oppositely, then that's fine. Most of them are gonna respawn, but do be a little careful about taking the buffs. All right, so as you move into like the late game, then what you want to be doing is you want to be like, this is where most team fighting happens, and this basically means that you want to stick behind your teammates and you want to play what we call the backline. And the play style for oh shit, I shouldn't. This is gonna be risky. Whoop. So this is where the playstyle for Tristanas especially kind of changes. So you want to be playing the backline, and what you want to do is you always, basically, more or less always want to go for the closest target. The reason why you want to do this is actually quite obvious, and that is that when you go for the closest target, then there are no other people that can reach you, making things a lot easier for yourself. Oh wow, they actually surrendered. But yeah, you want to go for the closest target, and the reason for this is basically quite simple, that the rest of the team won't be able to reach you. And you don't want to be using your W. Like, basically in team fighting, you almost never, and rather for newer players, say never jump onto the target, because if you do so, you are basically going to put yourself in a very vulnerable position. Instead, what you want to do is you want to use your W, your jump, to reposition into a safe place. So that's quite important. Then in terms of your ult, you want to try, if somebody tries to run to you, you put your bomb on that target. This will be the closest target to you. Then you put your bomb on it, you get it up to 4 stacks, and then you use your ult to fire them back into their team, and then let the bomb will basically explode on all of them, making you deal insane amounts of damage. So you basically just play bowling with them. Of course, for like cleaning up the team, you can do like your rocket jump, you kind of jump on them and yeah, just pick up the kills, which is really fun. But yeah, I hope this kind of gave you an overview of how to play Tristana in the mid or early mid and late game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe down below. And if you want to hang out with me live, then go to twitch.tv/MipZ_live. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. As always, stay awesome, have fun, and take it easy, guys.